Hey heroes, Zephyr here, and welcome back to the creative world for the third and most likely in this case final installation of the circuitry bit for the map I am working on. More or less just in terms of the remaining circuits are very game specific, so there's no point in really sharing them the same kind of way, whereas these ones are more or less universal. Speaking of which, I've actually figured out I'm still working on this one a little bit, just the intermingling with all the other systems. But anyway, the last one here is a spawn delay feature, basically. Just to explain how it works, you have this button in there. This is where you want to set the spawn point for anyone who died. So anyone on the team that can die, I'm actually going to replace that with a wooden pressure plate just so I can throw stuff in and demonstrate. Oop. Dang it. Okay. So if I throw a wooden pressure plate in there, I can just toss a torch in, and you'll see this clock starts going off whenever someone is dead. What it's doing is it is sending a pulse all the way around, basically taking an eighth of a second to do a full round of everything. And each of these are supposed to be set up to basically teleport a player whose coordinates are exactly there, which I will set up later. I wanted to avoid having to teleport all over the place for this, especially if I was going to be using items, and into the appropriate box. Now, being in the appropriate box, let me just replace that. I'm actually going to have to slip down and replace a different one because that's going to ruin everything. Alright, but the basics of it. If someone is in here, it sends a quick pulse to these repeaters, which swap over this. It's a double clock, more or less. So if I threw, we'll put 10 seconds worth of items in there. God dang it. So there's a 10-second delay right now. Whoop. So that 10-second delay is currently in there. What we do is we pop out of here. Alright, so what'll happen is when someone pops in here, that clock will swap over, giving them that 10-second delay before it sends to either one of those command blocks, which will respawn it. And additionally, it'll power this one from the back, so anyone who lands in here can no longer be teleported into that particular spawn bed, therefore allowing for up to, in this case, I've got it set up for 8 individuals to be having their own respawn times, which is kind of the same team limit that I was setting there. Now, it's not overly complicated, it's just basically a reverse clock. The hardest part about this circuit is just setting it up in the first place with the 1-tick pulse. And to do that, all you've got to do, and let's say I destroy that repeater, so we've built it for the first time. All you got to do is have this line turned off. Whoop. And then just grab a piston. I don't want the piston there, just wait. I need a piston, a repeater, a block of whatever, one piece of redstone, and voila. You have your moving tick. And the minute you remove this, or swap it with a stone pressure plate, it now only functions while players are in there, therefore reducing lag around the server as well. So, it's just a useful little spawn delay tactic. You don't really need it. You could technically just set your guys to spawn wherever, but also in particular cases, if you want them to spawn somewhere specific, or likewise based on, okay, they're dead, they have a random spawn point, it'll just go to the next one in the row. Now, if I swap this back to the stone pressure plate like it was, and I quickly tap in there, you'll notice it's there, and then if I quickly tap again, it'll automatically take it to the very next one for the round. So the guy would obviously be teleported to the very first one, which would be the one that would be set up here, and then it would automatically start it in this section. So if, assuming not more, or one person dies at a time, it would just keep rotating them one, put them in the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So it's pretty cool. As I said, though, last circuit I'm really going to be demonstrating for this map. I just gotta kind of do the final touches, some class-based stuff and whatnot to get it done. And then I will be revealing that on this channel, as well as preferably going back to my normal Minecraft schedule, which is going to be, my survivals and whatnot. But, yes, this is the last big circuit. I will leave a download link in the description, along with this, basically just the same world that has all three. I will eventually, when I release the entire map, release all three of these as MC Edit schematics in their fully completed states. Like, this one is currently, quote-unquote, completed. And this one, I actually have a longer version in the proper world we're going to be going to. But anyway, as I said, I will leave schematics for these in the last video, so after the trailer for the map or whatever winds up getting released is released, I will leave the schematics for these to put in your own worlds in case you wanted to use them. And, yeah, I hope to see what comes of them. So, till next time, this is Isaac Zephyr, signing out, and I will see y'all later, heroes.